Hello friends, welcome back. In this episode, I will discuss with you the types of a matrix. There are a lot of types of matrix that I have already discussed in the previous video. So we will continue the other types of matrix in this video. If you haven't seen my previous video, so you can check that I have illustrated 4 to 5 types of matrix in the previous video. Before we go, I request you, if you are new on my channel, so please subscribe it and click on bell icon. You will see my latest informative and educational videos on my channel. So let's go. So we have the another types of matrix is called null matrix. So in null matrix, how we can define that? The matrix in which only 0 rows and 0 column. So we can say that it's a null matrix. It doesn't depend the order. It just depends that we have only zeros in rows and in columns. For example, I can say that A is equal to 0, B is equal to 0, 0, 0, 0. So we can say that we have 0 rows and 0 column. So we can say that A and B both are null matrix. Let's move toward another types of matrix. Another type is transpose of matrix. Transpose of matrix. So how we can define this transpose of matrix types? We can say that interchanging the number of rows into columns and column to rows. Like we have interchanged the number of rows into columns and columns to rows is called transpose. Let me give you a hint. You will understand it properly. Interchanging the number of rows into column and column into rows. For example, if I say that we have, let's assume that m is equal to number of rows and n is equal to number of columns. So in which we can define that we should write number of rows is equal to n and number of columns is equal to m. We should interchange it. For example, let me give you an example so you will understand it properly. For example, we have A matrix 1, 2, 3 and 4. So how we can solve that? We can interchange the number of columns into rows and rows into column. Like in this page I will give you a solution. We have a matrix, like let me write it again, 1, 2, 3, 4, so you will understand it properly. So in which we can interchange the number of columns into rows and rows into columns. So how we can say that? We can write the solution of transpose matrix with the T. We can say that 1, 3 and 2 and 4. This is transpose of a matrix. Let me give you another example. Let's B is equal to 1, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9. You have 3 seconds to observe that and write your answers on a comment section. You can pause the video and write your comments. Let me solve it for you. How we can say that B transpose is equal to, we can choose this column and put it on the rows, and choose this column and put it on the rows, choose this column and put it on the rows. So we have interchanged the number of columns into rows and rows into column. So this is the simple answer. So now move toward another type of matrix is called negative matrix. I know most of the students have confusion about this negative matrix. How we can define that? We can define this by changing the signs of every element. Let me write the definition for you. Changing the sign of every element in a matrix is called negative matrix. Let me give you an example. For example, if I say A is equal to 1, -2, 3 and 5, how we can say that the solution of negative matrix, we can say that A negative is equal to -1, -3. We have already a minus signature there, so we can make a positive and change the sign. We have changed this negative sign into positive because according to the definition we have changed each and every element signature. So that's it, that's the answer. Let me give you another example so you will understand it properly. For example, we have B matrix. We can say -1, +2, -5, -7. Let me solve it for you. The solution is, we can change each and every signature. We can write that 1, 5, change the signature of negative into positive and positive into negative. We have positive signature there, we can write it -2. Negative signature there, we can write it +7. So that's a negative matrix. That's the solution. I hope you like this video. If you have any queries about that, you can write your queries in a comment section. I will try to reply you. Thank you very much.